The community college, often referred to as the People's College, it is said to represent democracy's door, as it offers an opportunity to those people who have been traditionally marginalized. But is it truly egalitarian, or just really good PR? In 1991, Judith Baker's much talked about article addressed rampant homophobia on community college campuses. She referred to LGBT students as the invisible and silenced minority, and urged educators, support staff, and administration to change the campus culture.
Anyway, I'm here with Shane Windmeyer. He's of Campus Pride. He's also a speaker who goes around to colleges and universities talking about LGBT issues on campus.
Back in 2006, when I published this book called The Advocate College Guide, I also developed at the same time through Campus Pride a national index. This index is called the Campus Pride Index, the LGBT-friendly climate index, and it's a national benchmarking tool. We developed this team of researchers that created basically 55 benchmarking questions around LGBT policies, programs, and practices. These benchmarking questions look at campus safety, they look at housing and residence life, they look at academic student life, it looks at recruitment and retention work. And so this index is very exhaustive, and this index allows colleges to come out and assess how LGBT friendly they are in their policies, programs, and practices. And what we find on most of our campuses is that there's no responsibility that the campus takes to make sure those issues are part of the dialogue. And that's a problem, I think, in 2011, 2012, that we still expect the LGBT students or the faculty staff to basically teach and educate around LGBT issues. We should do that as administrators. We should do a better job of institutionalizing that. And many of the students, faculty, and staff who are LGBT actually hide their sexual identity or their gender identity as a way to avoid that intimidation. And we learned that through our report. And we also learned that students are considering leaving their campus because of the challenging climate.
A recent study found that nearly 25% of students acknowledged verbally harassing people they perceive to be gay or lesbian at their community college.
But the passive violence is something that we tend to ignore and not even recognize. And that is things like prejudice, discrimination, oppression, looking down on people, teasing, name calling, and sometimes we don't even see the people, and yet we hurt people somewhere by our actions or our inactions.
Clifford Adelman, a senior associate with the Institute for Higher Education Policy, refers to community colleges as a kind of American thermometer, and said that the way we are as a learning society is best understood by the way we use community colleges. So what do community colleges say about our society in 2013? Let's pull back the curtain on open access education. 53% of America's non-traditional students attend community colleges. We value second chances and opportunities for all. Over 45% of minority students in this country attend community colleges. Minorities are valued members of American society. 50% of the college students over age 50 attend community college. Our society values baby boomers, career changers, and the senior citizen population. 71% of disabled college students attend community colleges. The United States values, protects, and fights for this population. And the LGBT community? Where do they fall on the thermometer? They do not even register. Gandhi speaks of inaction as a form of violence. Since Baker's landmark article in 1991, fewer than 10 articles have been authored on LGBT population at community college. Community colleges' unwillingness to acknowledge and assist this population mirrors that of the society.
Congressman Jeff Landry is continuing his call to terminate the lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender minor at UL Lafayette.
LGBT people are among the most despised groups in society. Not being queer is a central organizing principle in our culture. That type of homophobic sentiment accompanies students to campus.